Salutan, my beautiful demons, and welcome, I suppose. I hope all of you are doing well. Yeah, classy. Congratulations on being first, and consuming molten ice, undestroy the spine and elongate the endoskeleton. Of course, no issue. Hello Defno, hello Rohachin, hello Sylvia, love you, I know you. You're all amazing. And yes, Defno, if you're open for joining, which, you know, is completely up to you. I am in the collabs or in the streaming voice channel in my server. However, no pressure. If you don't feel like it, that's absolutely understandable. And hello Twin Tiger. I hope all of you had a... Okay, good. Defno joined. I don't actually know if any one of you can hear him, so let me pass this through real quick. Can you say something? Okay, can you say something again?
Something again?
Perfect. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for taking your time of day to help me out once again. Let me... Oh my god, why is the viewer count visible? No, I don't want this. Wait. For some reason when I set Arch up, it seems to have also ignored or lost my Twitch dashboard settings, which is weird. Really weird. And just removing something up there is not worthy of a save, it seems like, but okay, it's done now. Anyway, to get all of you up to speed, I suppose. As you may or may not know, I have been using Ubuntu for the longest while, and here's Defno, by the way, who is for some reason obscured by the Lichterkette. Okay, now we're good. Hi Tenno. Hello.
Oh, I can also peek behind the Lichterkette. whatever looks better to you.
No, that's absolutely fine. So, as said, I've been using Ubuntu for the longest time, and it worked somewhat well in the beginning, but went worse and worse and worse as time went on. So, KDE started crashing, very weird behavior was starting to show its ugly head. You may have noticed it during my streams. So, instead of doing the smart choice and switching to Windows, I instead went the complete opposite path and went back to Arch Linux. Yes, the I use Arch by the way meme is now officially okay again, I suppose. However, I backed up a few things, of course, but for some reason the puppeteering system got lost. One backup was completely corrupted when I looked at it, and the other backup had all the files more or less intact, or at least the file structure, but every single file had the size of 0 bytes. What that now means is that I have no way of actually controlling my stream or anything anymore with the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is now effectively a brick, which means this kind of side project that I wanted to do here, where, you know, I can actually improve my shell scripts and all of this. This is now vital. I have to get this to work ASAP, because I need it. Which means, on my side, once again, is the great Defno, who actually knows his stuff around Go, instead of me. And yeah, that's the situation.
We're already working on the Go Stream Deck library that we have to use / want to use / are using, because that is on the same level of greatness as our fork of the codebase. Means improvable.
So you see, we're already on a very interesting path. And Sylvia memes back on the table? Absolutely. Tenno says, or asks, how are you all? I am currently suffering from burnout, sadly, so, you know, setting up Arch anew and programming is actually the thing I shouldn't be doing, but screw everything. I wanna do it. But other than that, everything... I suppose physically I am okay. How about you, Defno?
I'm doing great. I had my last day of work on Friday before the start of the new year, so I'm on vacation until January something. So I'm ready to restart my brain working on Stream Deck Go instead of Work Go. Completely different set of mind.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're now in vacation. For me, it still takes a week or so until I'm off. So I hope sick leave gives me a little bit of energy to push through the last week of work so that I can finally relax and, I don't know, restore the PS2 or something. Rochin says Windows is never the smart choice, just the easy one probably. Yes, but I know the easiest choice is not always the smartest, but sometimes the easiest choice is the smartest. And I need to actually... Please, my iPhone... thanks. Speaking of iPhone tracking, I'm sorry, I will take the first 20 minutes or something probably to get everyone up to speed. iPhone tracking, by the way, I almost didn't get it to work until today. It absolutely refused to work under Arch, because, as you may know, the way I do it is I have a Wi-Fi antenna connected to my PC over USB, which means I had to find a very specific driver for it, had to set up a very specific network, and of course, me being me, back when I did this on Kubuntu, I didn't document it. So yesterday, or actually the day before yesterday, I was very much frustrated and confused because I didn't get it to work, but thankfully, Verrückte actually then helped me, and as you can now see, it works. So now I can do this again. Absolutely unnecessary, but still important. Kinda sick cause our workplace doesn't allow us to turn the heat up and can't handle the room, so we work at 10 degrees Celsius. Oh, that sucks. Yes, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, yeah, that sucks, absolutely understandable. As much as it is in your possibility, I suppose, please try to stay warm, have like either a jacket or something, if it is possible for you. But, yeah. Teary but okay. Well, as long as those tears are happy tears, that's good. I mean, I think I mentioned this before, even if those tears are not happy tears, like crying is a-okay. But, you know, happy tears does mean that you're okay, in my opinion. I mean, you're always okay, you know. C1 Arubububu. Hello, thank you so much for joining the demons. Thank you for following. How are you doing today? Or, you know, thank you for following, and I hope you have a great day. I'm sorry, still a bit confused. You overdid it again. Yeah. I mean, that's just an issue I have in general. It's just an issue I have in general that I tend to overwork myself all the time, and I am working on it, but okay. So now that everyone is up to speed and everyone knows what we're talking about and everyone knows why it is extremely important to get this to work now, let's start. Defno, do you have any improvement recommendations for anything?
Sure. So what you want to say is you want to take the next half an hour and just let me rant for no. It's not that bad. So I was thinking, looking at the repository, it kind of would be nice, and maybe you disagree, but I would say it might be nice to separate add-ons into, or to take away logic from add-ons into something like a lib, an internal little collection of helper modules, maybe just one, I don't know, but try to remove duplicated code that is repeated in OBS, Twitch, all those different add-ons that all, for example, declare a button and might want to make that button active or inactive. So I was starting to look into maybe creating a little library script add button that returns something like a handler that you can say make that button active, inactive, and then we can reuse that over and over all the different add-ons.
Well, that just sounds like abstraction. I'm all for it. However, as you know, I'm very much not knowledgeable in Go, so how do we approach creating our own library? Do I need to create a new project for this, or can I just plop a file somewhere?
Exactly. So basically, I mean, the nice thing about Go is every directory is a package, and basically a convention in Go is if you have a folder called lib, that is publicly available libraries that this repository, that this project provides to everyone. And you can have a folder called internal, and every subfolder below internal is just for that repository that you are currently in. And the compiler even enforces that you can't import something from internal from another, from a dependency. So if someone were to use your Go Stream Deck implementation as a dependency, they would not be able to get something from internal. So you can basically decide if you want to kind of be more lazy and put it into internal, and then nobody can ever say that is bad because you say, well, I just want to use it internally, don't look at it. Or if you want to put the same stuff basically in something like a lib folder, and then we could think of it as a real library kind of mindset thing.
I mean, one thing I definitely have to mention here is that where's OBS? There we go. This repository is definitely not meant just for me, but for everyone who wants to use it, which means, you know, it is, I think, in my best interest to create something that is easily usable. So, yeah. Internal stuff, I guess, makes sense if it's something that is just for this particular project, but I couldn't imagine what exactly, because, yeah.
Yeah, if you maybe have something later on that is very, closely knit to XyPuppet or something like that, then maybe you can put stuff in internal as well. But I would agree for the basic stuff, it would maybe make sense to just make a lib folder, make something like either OBS as a name, I guess, internally as a sub-package would be probably not the best, or Stream Deck also would probably not the best because it conflicts with the other Stream Deck library. Although you can have aliases for imports, but you are better at naming stuff than I am. So
yeah, I just plop Xy in front of it, and the names usually come out quite well.
XyDeck, yeah.
XyDeck, amazing, and Xyops.
Xyops.
Yeah, so
if you wake up and you suddenly have the desire to install Arch, maybe a Xyops is somewhere around trying to influence your mind.
So Xarch? Yes. Tenno, thank you for reminding me to save, but you know what? This reminder would have been real cool like 2 days ago.
Maybe you need something like push as well. as a redeem.
I'm currently a bit busy with having to do some work, and glad to hear you. Aw. Well, first of all, don't worry about being busy. Like, it's absolutely fine. Like, seriously. And I'm also glad to have you here. I'm always glad to have all of you here. You're amazing people. Yeah, because you remember all the changes I did to this repository last Go stream? I didn't push the changes. I lost the local repository. So all the changes are lost. Which isn't ideal, yes, but this won't stop me. I don't even remember what I did last time, so I can't even feel sad about it. So it's okay.
Is that a benefit, or is that?
Well, that's definitely a benefit, because as I said, as long as I don't look what I actually lost, I don't miss it. So it's okay. From what I'm seeing here, the Twitch add-on and the OBS add-on are here and I guess working. And what else do I need? Wait, does this actually work? I'm just not gonna look at it. Okay, so
I think the only thing I wasn't actually there. The only thing that you tested last time with the Twitch add-on was markers, and I'm not sure. I think markers really didn't. I mean, they looked like they were working, but you said that you didn't see anything on your dashboard or on your VOD. So I don't know if they worked, but I think there were some issues still. So we didn't really lose that much. I agree with you.
Perfect. Okay, so let's actually start with this. By the way, do you just want to watch from the sides? Do you want to work with me? Do you like what would you wish to do?
I don't know, you can either give me stuff to work on if you want to head down some specific route where I don't have a lot of input, or I can just glance over your shoulder and help you out wherever help is needed.
Listen. You can have lots of input. Your input is very valued here. You know Go way better than I do, and you know best practices way more than I do. I mean, I look at this code and I see that it's not ideal, but I wouldn't know how to do it efficiently in Go, so, you know. I wouldn't have gotten to the idea of, you know, put this into packages or something.
Yeah, so I'm currently trying to improve I made a fork of Go Stream Deck and add some little functions in there that I think we might want to use in the future. So I think I'm just going to try to figure out what the best, because the one thing I have not done in Go very much yet is actually forking open source stuff and trying to use that. So my issue right now is that I have a fork. If I try to get that fork into this project, it tells me, hey, in your Go mod file, and I think you can also look into your Go mod file of the streaming backend. There you see the first line, module github.com/zybitevt contains your username. So that has changed from the original fork, or from the original repository, yours. I can either also change mine to be my username /Stream Deck or Go Stream Deck, but I was thinking, well, if I ever want to send those changes back to the original repository, I wouldn't want to change the module name, obviously. So I'm currently just looking at how can I use a fork that is under a different GitHub name that it says that it is, and yeah.
I mean, if you commit stuff, you can also just...
You could just check out my fork and use the replace line that is already in there from some time ago, but other than that, I don't know.
It does definitely seem like Lona had the same idea about forking Go Stream Deck for some reason.
Yes.
But I don't even know.
I mean, looking at Go Stream Deck, I have a good idea why, because Go Stream Deck is... well... is a great base library that has very few minor adjustment points, like getting the label from a text button.
Why is this not possible? What?
Yeah, you can have a look at button. In the button directory, there's text button, and text button you can set up with. I think you have to first click on directories on the left-hand side, because it's not the button main implementation. But there in the buttons directory is text button, and text button, as you can see, you can create a new one. You can set the text, but you can't get the text. So if you want to loop over all available buttons and see what their name is, well, screw you, because you only get the index, but not the name.
What I find really interesting is that it says get image for button. Why is the interface implementation to get the button's images in image.image? Fantastic. What does this mean?
Exactly. So I can see why someone want to override and work on Go Stream Deck a bit.
Yeah, like I'm all for it. Fantastic. Thank you for the strategies and for the drinkies or something. I don't know. Trying to be cute, but doesn't work. Yeah, I do hope that all of you had a somewhat relaxing weekend. Okay. Register update handler. To let the engine give this button a callback to use to request that the button image is updated on the stream. I don't know what any of this is. But I suppose I don't need to know. So also I need to readjust. Perfect.
I guess a good starting question would be, what is currently the most painful thing for you that this application should solve? And we can start working on exactly that.
Two things. OBS control and SciPuppet expressions. The OBS control is with the you know, with the WebSocket kind of thingy that we actually got to work rather well, I think, if I haven't lost it, that is. Let me take a look real quick. I have documented out a lot of things here, so yeah, okay, so it seems to work. Yeah, so the OBS scene setting kind of thing, and buttons that change the expression for SciPuppet, which does mean I need to send a few commands over to VCFace, but not in a nice API kind of way, but rather I need to do I think I need to do a system command with xdotool and find the VCFace window ID and then send keys to it.
Keys to it?
Yep.
That's an interesting task.
I mean, back when I had the puppeteering system, I legit did it like how did I do it again? I think it was just xdotool and then find window something something and then VCFace. I stored that in a window ID and, you know, do this fancy schmancy this thing, and then xdotool send to this particular window ID. I don't know the syntax anymore. And then I think I had to send control first, then I had to sleep for 0.05 seconds, I think. Oops. Come on. Then I had to send alt, and then I had to actually send the key. Wait, and that is actually a down. Right, that's a key down. Key down, key down, and then that is a key press. Right, this is how I had it previously, because if I would send all the keys at the same time, it wouldn't work. Or rather, it would work like every third or fourth time, but not consistently. So I suppose I would need to do the same in Go. I would need to do this and then sleep, and then this and then sleep, which I guess, as long as it works.
That should be relatively easy to do. Because command, like making system calls in Go, is fairly easy. Like you have exec, I think is the package name of Go to make system calls, and then you can just just make them.
No required module provides package exec.
Okay, let me check.
I mean, not that it's extremely important right now. It's just let's actually get
os/exec.
Okay, I'll just write this here so that I remember it. So it's os/exec. Okay, cool. So I have a lib directory here now, and we want to create something that creates buttons, right? Or I suppose I do need your repository first for it, right?
Well, for the library not, but for the stuff that we might want to do, then yes.
Okay, so I just create a new Go file, I suppose. Buttons Go?
Yeah.
Expected semicolon found end of file. Don't rush me. Okay,
Then if you have that, then your package must be lib, so it's package lib.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then, yeah, maybe I started thinking about something like add button, and then that gets the Stream Deck and everything else and makes a button. Because as far as I can see from the OBS button thing, we need to do 3 things to have a button. We need to call buttons.new text button. If we look at that.
Here we go. Rojan says, I have a question. What is system volume information? System volume information is a hidden directory in hard drives or just in storage devices that use NTFS. It just holds information for NTFS, I think. So as it says, it's system volume information. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Jan says, I eat and my cat is yelling at me. Well, seems like your cat wants some food too. Maybe.
Or something else. I mean, it is a cat, so the ways of cat are mysterious. Every cat.
Every cat, also our cat.
Yes.
So new text button, set action handler on that button. Okay, makes sense. But
exactly.
For the action handler, like, should we really just create a function that encapsulates those 3 calls?
Well, for the yes, and then I thought the same thing you think. Is that really worth it? And then I thought, well, we have that little if thingy down below. Mm-hmm. And that is also kind of meh. So wouldn't it be nice if that function that we create to add a button returns some form, something we can interact with to like set it as active and inactive, and that will do nothing else than set or unset the decorator.
I see. So that would mean I need to create a new button struct for it, right?
My solution that I came up with was to just create a function that internally starts a Go routine and returns a channel, and you can send into that channel Boolean true or false, should it be active or inactive. Do you want to see that code and just have a look at if you think this is nicer? Because I agree with you, you can definitely go the struct route, or you can go the not struct route. I was just not really sure if we have anything else that we want to do with a button other than making it active or inactive.
Well, what if we want to change the text?
Then I would say, why do you copy that functionality? Because in the end, we still have to go via the Stream Deck implementation. So that would be basically, then we would copy a lot of the functions that Stream Deck has and just basically delegate that to Stream Deck. Because change text, okay, Stream Deck, change text.
Yes, but...
But I totally agree with you. Like, that would be basically a maybe easier interface, but we would have a lot of code delegation where we don't do much other than call another function.
You want to know the reason why? Right now I have text buttons, that's right. But I may want to change this to image buttons later on. So maybe having a central place that deals with buttons and everything regarding to it would actually be a better idea.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, then create a struct button. And then you can have your own new button, and then that does everything that is needed, and has also a set active and inactive function or something.
How does one do structs again? Struct button.
Type name struct.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Jan says he followed me upstairs, yelled at me for 3 minutes. I gave him pats and he fell asleep. Well, I didn't. That just sounds like cats, yeah.
Yeah. Also, that sounds like I can sympathize with that cat. Also, I would be too lazy to run around for 3 minutes to yell for pets. I would give up after 1 minute and fell asleep.
And oh, I seem to have completely forgotten everything since the last time I coded in Go, so here you go, Defnol, you get a pet.
Oh.
So
Well, now I fell asleep, so Zeiss on her own.
So Stream Deck. By the way, what kind of coding convention is actually preferred in Go? Like, is it camel case or snake case or
Camel case. Camel case is usually the thing to do. Yep.
Okay, because OBS client here, for example, is written in snake case, so I wasn't 100% sure. So
Yep.
Stream Deck dot Stream Deck. Right. So I have a reference to the Stream Deck, and I also definitely need an index, which is an int 16 32. Everyone loves Campbell case. Exactly. I
I
mean,
think internally Stream Deck just uses int and
okay.
hopes that it fits.
Tenno, actually, I'm also a fan of snake case, need to admit. For example, in Godot. In Godot, everything is usually snake case, so I tend to do the same, and I think it's quite readable. What I don't like is, you know, just switching things up for the lols every single line.
And yeah, yes, that is correct. Lowercase means it's private, uppercase means it's public. But as we probably want to have a constructor later on and just put in the Stream Deck thingy, having Stream Deck and index as private seems sensible to me. But yes.
And then we have a function. You say constructor, so a function new button, I suppose? And that takes the Stream Deck. Hey Mocha, hello, how you doing? Go is an alien language to me. Same. Without Defno, I would be absolutely lost here.
It's a friendly alien that just wants to phone home. Why is ET British in my? I don't know.
Okay, so function new button, and this returns a button. So how do you declare a return type again? You write it after the function, right?
Yeah, and if you have multiple returns, you bracket them. If you have just one, you can just return it.
Okay, so I am returning a button here. Fantastic. I hope I won't confuse it with just the name button, but I'm sure it will be fine. How do you allocate it? Make.
Just return ampersand button. Just return a pointer immediately.
That works? Does that create a button internally, or?
Yep. For struct references, you don't need to make explicit allocation calls. Or you can't make allocation calls, you can't make button. You can only just out of thin air create a pointer to button, and that internally allocates. Okay,
good enough for me. Was on a queer Christmas market again. Nice. Did you get any fancy things again? The mug you got last time, the rainbow mug, I actually found kind of cute. So Stream Deck is Stream Deck, and I also need to create a Stream Deck button here. So oop button. I don't even know what oop button is, but internal button is Stream Deck new, no wait, buttons, new text button. This is so absolutely confusing. With a label, test, I guess. Internal button is not the, okay. No, for whatever reason they only gave out those one-way cardboard cups. Oh. Well, I hope you still at least enjoyed your time there. Right, and then we need to set an action handler. So internal button set action handler. This needs a button action handler. So
The question is here, do we want to also have that as an abstraction internally? But I don't know actually what Stream Deck's action button handler needs. If that is just an...
I think it's just an it's an interface.
I think it's just a function that... but it's an interface. Like, I'm not hyped on this one. Like, why do you use an interface if you could also just pass in an anonymous function?
Yeah, I kind of asked myself the same thing. So yeah, we could.
Maybe because then we could pass in basically ourselves.
What do you mean
like
ourselves?
We could instead of in line 17, instead of returning that, we could save that pointer and use that pointer as the action handler for the internal button. And then we can implement pressed.
Ah, yes, I see.
On button.
So how do you declare that something implements a interface? You don't, right?
Exactly. You just need to implement the function, and then it always matches on the interface.
So a pointer to button. You say you usually don't call things this and self in Go, but is it?
Yeah, I would call this B.
I mean, is it against good practices to call it self? Just so that it's a little bit easier for me?
I don't really see it, but I wouldn't say that. It's not a reserved name in any sense, so I don't see any harm in using self.
It's just... Yeah, just so that I know what's going on. Also, it sure was met some...
Like, first self, then button.
Thank you. Mocha says it sure was met some people for transgender Discord server. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you had a good time there.
Again, building a local community sounds very valuable indeed.
Yes, absolutely. Having people there to help you, especially during transitioning and all this, is really important. So. Okay, and we implement pressed, which means I need to save a reference to a anonymous function in here. What is the type of
func? You basically define the function including brackets and return values in the type definition.
So like this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rojan says, I think the system volume information was the problem, or at least the biggest contributor. How? What? Huh? What?
Well, it doesn't system volume information also include bits for MBR and all that magical volume stuff?
No, I think the master boot record is somewhere else. But then again, it depends if Rojan is still BIOS booting or already on UEFI? How do the English people call UEFI again?
Don't ask me. I'm just a stupid application web programmer.
Because last time I think it was a Nova stream, I'm not sure, but last time I said UEFI or UEFI or something, everyone was just so confused what I meant. So, Okay, and then we do self on pressed. I suppose we just call it, right? And that's it.
No. Wait. We would in the new button we would first create the pointer to button and put the pointer of button into set action handler.
Oh, of course.
Pressed would be called for every press, so we don't want to then call on pressed. I think we want to. Oh no, you are completely right. I'm just stupid. Don't let me ignore me. Yes.
You're not stupid. No.
I was for some reason thinking self was now pointing to Stream Deck again. And I was like, what? Why do we want to call Stream Deck again? But we don't.
Wrong type for method pressed. What do you mean wrong type for method pressed?
Let's have a look at Stream Deck, that tab open again. Maybe pressed needs
it needs
something.
It needs a oh my god, it needs a button. Oh.
It needs a Stream Deck button
wait.
interface.
This is already called button. I don't know. Should
whatever. You can always alias shit away, and it's in different packages anyway, so no conflicts.
Okay. So this takes... yeah, we may need to alias right now anyway. So this is a B, which is of type stream. Oh, okay, well, ignore me.
And it's an interface, so it's not actually a pointer. So in line 22, that is just Stream Deck button, not a pointer to Stream Deck button.
Huh?
An interface is if your interface. Okay, let me rephrase everything again. So you have a struct type button, and on the method pressed is defined on the pointer of button. So in line 22, you define pressed on the pointer of button. You could also not connect that function onto the pointer, but onto the value. So if you removed the star in line 22, that is also an option, and then you would be able to call pressed on button as a value, not on the pointer of button.
Okay.
And interfaces are whatever they are. So if you define pressed on pointer of button, then you don't define, like, then the implementation of that interface is the pointer, not a pointer to that interface is that. So whatever your interface implementation is the interface. A pointer to the Stream Deck.button would be a pointer to the pointer of button in your case. An interface can be either a pointer or a value, depending on your implementation of that interface. So a pointer to an interface, if your interface implementation is a pointer, would be a pointer to the pointer of the button. And you don't get a pointer of the pointer to the button, you directly get your interface implementation. So that is why your value here, B, is not a pointer.
Okay. I'll just believe you. Yeah. Rojan says it was 44 gigabytes and some of the files were suspiciously similar in size too and were created at times that lined up with when I noticed storage vanishing. It had no limits put on how much space it could take up, but now there are, so hopefully you won't have any gigabyte storage. Well, I also hope that your problem got solved, because yeah, it is definitely an annoying one. Give me, by the way, just a quick second. Oh, be right back. Give me 10 seconds or something.
Hello, stream. Hello, chat.
I'm not leaving you alone with chat all too long. No, I had to open the window because either your explanation was really complicated, or my brain is just not there. Which could also be because I am burnout. Whatever. Let's continue.
Through the power of beard.
Okay, so this calls self on pressed, and this is a function here, and we set this return the button. Yes. That looks amazingly good. So we also add the button with the position. So I need to give the index with this. So let's do index is index and Stream Deck. Yes, so Stream Deck add button with the index and the internal button. And now you forgot to tell me again. What do you mean? First of all, hi, and secondly, you know that I'm streaming at 18 o'clock. So do not be surprised.
And I don't know if I mean, this is annoyingly suggesting things on a very minor level, but int button might be more of an integer button than of an internal button.
Yep. So let's just name it like that. It's fine. What do you not like about this? Receiver name should be a reflection of its identity. Don't use generic names such as this or...
Okay, well then, maybe... I didn't know that the compiler actually handled this itself and said, no. But interesting, good to know. I learned something today.
Okay, cool. And now you said you want to return a channel with this. No, wait. No, that was something completely different. Oops. Right, so... Now... Is there something like properties in Go, or do they not exist?
Explain, what do you mean?
A property, like a property in C# that you can call something like isActive equals true instead of isActive true.
Oh, you mean setter and getter for basically a struct field with a setter and a getter. No, there is no such thing as properties.
Okay, that's no issue, no issue. Also, Frozen says the last few times you... Oops. I got my own chat rules, amazing. The last few times you said I will stream at this time, you said you wanted to but can't or something. Yeah. Don't take anything I'm currently doing seriously. Like, really. Right, so now we take a button again and I suppose we do set active with a boolean, so active bool, which also means we have to define, where is it? There we go. Active border. Yeah. If I define something here with a lowercase, that means that it's also private to that current file, right?
To the lib package.
Okay, whatever. That's also good. So, no wait. What should I name this? Active button border. Perfect. And which is SD decorators new border. Why can't I call it? Oh, because yeah. Well. And
no, it's just var. Yeah, exactly. That should.
SD decorators. SD decorators.
Is you have to copy the line in the other file. It's aliased and Go doesn't know that it's aliased line 14.
Perfect. So SD decorators new border. I don't know. Qualterwahl. 3
2. Okay, 3.
Color. I don't know. Red. White? Sure. Okay. And now... if active... Wait, no. If active. Right. Then we do... button... No, wait. This works completely different. This is a... set
Stream
decorator.
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Button stream deck. Set decorator. Set decorator imposes a button decorator to a given button. Perfect. So that is a button index and active button border. But to be fair, I'm currently thinking about do I really want to have it like this, or do I want to be able to set different borders for different buttons?
I don't know. I would have guessed that it's not required as an initial feature, but I don't know.
You're right. Button stream deck unset decorator on button index. Oops. Oops. Cool. And what else? I mean, I guess that's it, isn't it? For now.
Yeah.
Nice. So
the only thing is that onPressed is now always nil, and we will get a panic in line 32. So the question is, do you want to also provide that in new button, or do we want to have a separate set onPressed that we always call afterwards to, on the one hand, remove the length of the new constructor-like line, if we call that, and have that set pressed as a separate line? and if we want to change the...
It's fine.
Do you ever want to change that? Okay, yeah.
It's fine. On pressed is on pressed. There we go. Okay, and is there something as a null check here, or nil check, like this? Is there some kind of fancy syntax, or?
Nope.
Okay. So, if button on pressed not equals nil, I guess.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean this, yeah. I mean this completely works. This might be a little bit of magic if you forget. Yeah, you will never forget. Ignore me. You would have to now explicitly in new button set the last thing as nil. If you just want to have a visible button that does nothing on pressed, and that would be then also expected. I was thinking about making a lock or something in the pressed button so that it tells you, hey, my on pressed is nil, by the way, but it would be so explicit that we should never be surprised that a button does nothing.
Agreed. Okay, so button is sufficiently abstracted, I would say.
I agree.
So now what?
Now we can use that in OBS, and no, maybe not even OBS, we can refactor that at some later point maybe, because it should work. So maybe you just want to create a, I don't know, ZyPuppet add-on to control your emote stuff?
Sounds good. But is it a good idea to keep it in this add-on kind of thing here?
I don't know. I mean, I have opinions, but I don't have strong opinions.
Well, please share your opinions. I'm all open for it.
I don't know if it's maybe overkill to make for every, instead of having just one file in add-ons, to make like actually a directory, which like a package for each add-on, so that if you have something that is really only necessary for a specific add-on thingy that is also kind of privated in a way and doesn't accidentally get conflicted or used in other add-ons, because right now, because add-ons is just one package, you can't have something defined just for OBS, because it's one package. Even if it's private, you can accidentally use it in Twitch, in Mute, in Caster, and everything else. So it's just, I would be a little afraid that we cross-reference things that we don't want to actually cross-reference, and then refactoring later on gets a little bit harder.
I mean, we could do that.
It also shouldn't be too much hassle to just make everything in add-ons a package and then have like a setup.go or something in every add-on. The only thing that is kind of annoying, well, no, not even that. I was thinking about the later on the kind of initialization of all the add-ons, but this in main is already meh, because you have these duplicated blocks of code in main already, and if you just have them from every different package or just different init calls, it's the same.
Okay, so I guess.
Yeah, and you have already found your command stuff. That's perfect.
Yes, but I was just wondering, the reason why I hovered over this, is there a native Twitch stream manager for... Huh.
I don't know. I've never seen that, but yeah.
Owly, hello, but please go focus on your chat. But thank you. Very much appreciated.
Hi, Oli, in case you're not just consume molten icing here.
Okay. Thank you for the stretches. Also, once again, for everyone... Oh, nice. That was a good knack. Anyway, for everyone who comes here and, you know, expects high performance coding or something, I'm sorry if I disappoint today. My brain is really foggy. I'm just, you know, but I'm enjoying the time here.
that button implementation is actually quite nice. I very much like that approach. The code, everything is good. So
Well,
that is some high quality coding already.
well, you told me what I should do, so.
Nah.
I will probably call this package VC Face because this is not necessarily for SciPuppet, but I think I will specify it for VC Face, and then I can dynamically set expressions. I think that's...
If basically this is just a different button, like a different Stream Deck button that basically just results in the last thing of the pseudocode you coded down. The last little button to press is different, the letter, then yeah. Yeah,
and whenever someone wants to use my library, God bless them, then I just tell them in the README or something, set your expression shortcuts to be Control-Alt and then whatever key you want, and this particular key can be set in the config file or something. I think that should be doable. Rogen says, we don't expect high performance coding, only high performance Doom gameplay or interesting conversations about language, or sometimes high performance coding. You won't get me to play Doom today again. No. I've actually finished Doom 1, so...
There's always another Half-Life.
Speaking about this, I have been hyping Half-Life Alyx for quite a long time now, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm just not sure if I should play Half-Life 2 or Half-Life Alyx first. Both are amazing, and both have their good reason to be played first. So I don't know. I can't decide.
I think you would be more hyped for playing Alyx first, right?
I think so.
So maybe you just go with I go with Morkatech then.
You go with what?
I go with the opinion of Morkatech then, of why not play Alyx first? If you are more hyped for that game, and it's relatively new, so while you are hyped and it's fresh.
True.
Could be a really nice experience.
Play them both simultaneously. Roachin, about this, I actually thought about this because I am usually playing like 2 games simultaneously at the same time. However, Treasure Planet Battler Procyon is still going on, and I also want to finish this one, so... And also, there is Edna and Harvey, the Breakout, that was requested via Streamloots actually, so I do want to keep one game free. Or, you know, one slot free for whatever game. Yeah, like, as said. But yeah, I think Alyx would be nice. And Henry Stickmin, yes, that too. As said, there's so many games that have been requested that I need to get to. Or Alice, like the American McGee's Alice. American McGee's Alice. But yeah, not totally wrong. No, I mean at the same time, trying to play both during the same stream at once. I can top that by playing Half-Life 2 VR. There you go. That's both at the same time. Okay, but that's gaming related. Now we code. We are productive. Okay, let's... So I have a VC Face package here, and I guess we do setup go, as you said. This is package... Can I call it add-ons VC Face like this? No, I can't. So it's just package VC Face, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is implicitly by hierarchy until you go to the mod file. It's always in slashes like package add-on VC Face.
Okay. Also, Tenno says make Sai play Sigil before she starts missing the super shotgun. Maybe. And for some reason, when I glanced over your message and I read Sigil, I actually first thought of Strife. So, yeah. No Dead Rising in 6 minutes? Never mind, missed the date, sir. Mokka, I'm one step ahead of ya. I switched the date up again. I'm so sorry that I'm playing a kind of catch with this, but actually today was planned that Fiori and I play Dead Rising, but she told me that she doesn't have time. or that she can't today. And next week, Sunday is like the 25th. Next Sunday, on like the Sunday after that, is New Year's Eve. I have to talk to her about this. I really
Some New Year's Dead Rising.
Yes.
might be more than one meaning behind Dead Rising in that time frame.
Yes. No, yeah, I have to talk to her. I do really want to play Dead Rising 2 with her again, especially because last time was kind of scuffed. I guess what's new? Yeah. Also, just asking real quick. I played around with the microphone settings too yesterday when I did stuff. I hope my voice is okay on stream. Okay, so Dead Rising is made to play scuff. Yeah, you're not totally wrong there. I have a package VC face here, and what do I do here? Do I just declare a function setup like this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for liking, Rojan. Can I? You know what? Can I just call you Roha? I'm used to give people nicknames with only 2 syllables. Okay, and in there, Roha is fine. Okay, thank you.
My chat delay must be weird. If you're on Discord saying, answering, and reading stuff before I even see the chat. Twitch is mysterious.
No, that's actually not the reason. Every non-mod has a 2-second delay for chat.
Ah, that's smart.
Yes, because last stream I was once again a little bit poked. So
yeah, no, that is. I didn't even know that was a feature. So that's very nice to see. That is a thing.
Yeah. Okay, and what do we do in setup? First of all, setup A-okay, but I need to do system calls. I need to that's a mood. And in here, I guess we do a send keystroke or something, or send key shortcut. I think that's okay. And the key is a string, and system. No, wait, I actually do need to import os exec, and we have sys exec.
Yep. Yeah, I'm usually for the base libraries. If you just write exec, if you haven't written the import stuff yet, VS Code is smart enough to know what you want. And if you write exec dot, it then automatically imports the standard library.
Okay, so I do exec dot.
Yeah,
command?
I think you have command is just the... Yeah, and that returns a command struct, and you can call run on that.
Dot run. Okay, cool. So, oh my god, now I have to now I have to figure things out again. So, first of all, I need to get the window ID of VC face. So how does one do the? Please apologize. Okay. Okay, so X do to what? Is it? I'll do it like this so that everyone can see the magic unfolding in front of them. Get active window, get window PID, search. I think it's search. X2 tool search. And what do we have in here? Check regex pattern against the window name, I guess. And that would be, if I open VC face up real quick, which is by the way here. Oh, that look amazing. Which begins with VC face and then has some kind of version number behind it. So I guess VC face. dot asterisk if it's regex.
Are you dropping frames right now, or
Am I dropping frames?
Either it's on my end or it's on your end. I don't know.
Am I? Am I? Crunchy stream. Yeah, something does. Something is not working again.
It's just when you started up VC Face, which I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I didn't start up VC Face. What's going on? Okay, I'll stop